the show. Please listen in. You may find something interesting, you know.
I love the accent.
Listen in. I may be appearing. But look at this. It's too bright, you see. Thank you.
This is pre-commentary here, people. Pre-commentary. Alright, we should be live on all of our channels right now.
And we
are.
We are a go in the US of A. Hello.
So the Facebook video is up. YouTube is up. So now we're going to start sharing out before the show starts.
Okay, let's share this event out. So, anything new across the pond?
No, rain. Rain again. Yay! After all that sun, too foreign.
We're going through hurricane after hurricane after hurricane.
Yeah, but it's not hitting us. So.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We should send out a prayer to them before we start.
That's not a bad idea.
Until showtime.
Oh, here comes my kid.
Yep.
Share it to that one. Yeah, babe.
Hi.
You know we're live, right? As you belch.
We're live.
Yeah, you're so polite, so polite. Gotta love you, kid. Gotta love you.
Teenagers.
Come
Teenagers.
on.
All right, anybody on yet?
Not as of yet. I
Let's
am
see, I think
sharing.
Marcy's working, so some of our regulars might be working, but... Okay, hold on. To share.
It's the Avon lady calling. Avon calling. I'll leave it back.
Yeah. Okay, you share it on your page?
Yes.
Alright, let's do Blog Talk. We got 6 minutes in Blog Talk. Oh.
6 minutes and counting.
Minutes until showtime.
6 minutes.
I like that little voice. It's a very annoying voice. This car is going left.
Right? It does sound like that. The GPS lady.
Oh my god, I can't believe it happened. And it's been, what, less than a month since we opened our own?
3 weeks.
Holy.
3 weeks. Oh, by the way, I'm in Facebook jail still.
Who can't you shed to?
Any group. Any messenger. Any group. Any comment.
Yeah, I've been done that, man.
Oh, Facebook is a pain in the butt when it comes to that. Does not like me.
Oh my god. Facebook will be a bit delayed compared to the way that we're talking right now because we're doing a stream through one program into another in order to multi-stream. So, and then the multi-audio will come out as well.
I'm restricted until Monday at 3:55 p.m.
Well, you better get stuff on the
5
line.
minutes
Yep.
until showtime.
Alright, I'll share to you.
Okay.
5 minutes. Friend. Oh, Marcy said I could share on hers too, so we'll share it on ours. Alright, and then I'll share it onto you.
Okay.
Let's get this video out there.
Get the video out there.
Alright, I want to go to this. This one. Too. Anybody on yet?
Nope.
No? Okay. Oh, we should probably post the two girls too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one. Even though it's on the YouTube page.
4 minutes until showtime.
So much better than when I finally got all that worked out.
Big time.
Yeah.
We're getting our okay people all over the place.
Are they coming in?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, better?
Much better. Much better.
You froze there for a minute.
It's my friend. I have a little friend who likes playing japes on me on radio. Every time I go on,
yeah, that happens when we have Marcy on as well. It's non-stop.
Sounds like our pop wedgie problem.
Alright,
Let's see.
I shared all those, so let's try
The
letter.
groups.
Yeah, I shared to almost every group. Did that one.
3 minutes
Do that one.
until showtime.
Alright, we got 3 minutes.
Alright, 3 minutes and counting.
So what time is it over there right now? Almost 8?
It is 19:57 p.m.
So that's 8:57? No, 7:57.
7:57 p.m. Yeah.
My son would know the military time like this.
That's how they use it too in Portugal. I still
Yeah.
never got the hang of it.
Yeah, let's see what else we have here before we go live.
Okay.
Well, it's time travel, isn't it? As we know it.
What was that, Aunt Mark?
Time travel. Or time traveling.
Oh, I wish. Let me know
Yeah,
when you get
okay.
close to that whole invitation.
Well, we kind of are time traveling because we're almost 3 o'clock and he's literally almost 8 o'clock. So technically, we're time traveling, blah 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 blah, to the USA.
2
To the UK.
until
To the UK.
showtime.
Ooh, I
Yes.
wish we could really be there.
It's a good theory. I like to come out and bring it up. I like time travel theory.
That is a very good theory.
All right,
I do like that.
that's as many as I could think of sharing out.
Okay, we've already got 12 shares out, and we have already quite a bit invited.
Yep. All right, I'm trying to open.
We have an April O'Grady. Hi, April. Thank you for joining us.
April O'Grady.
April O'Grady.
Ooh, is she our Ireland friend?
She may be an island friend.
Yeah.
I had a friend once, but they left me behind.
Just once, Mark? You don't count
Yeah,
the dead guys? I count the dead guys, the ghosts.
They left me on the island. They didn't want to even bring me back the boat.
I love the accent. I absolutely love it.
I'm slowing it down for you because it's not proper ethics. You won't
I
understand
can
it.
totally hear you talk though, like all day, because the accent just makes everything you sound just so like through the roof. Like, say poop.
Poop.
See?
Poop.
Even poop sounds better when he says it with the accent.
Oh shoot! All right, I think I gotta take
A
this.
lady went for a poop and a wee.
Poop. I like it.
All right, let's see what we're doing on time.
We are
Should be
on
many minutes.
less than a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're on to seconds now.
Shit.
Yeah, no more direct connect.
Yeah, for the sound issues like that.
That's why they kept saying hello. You could hear him on Blog Talk, but you couldn't. So I think we'll explain that, and then we're going to explain why we're.
Your show
explaining
will
that.
go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
This is Susan Swanbeck, CEO of the ATU Network. This work is protected by Creative Commons licensing.
For the next 2 fun-filled hours, get ready to learn something new, be inspired, enlightened, spooked, help, laugh, cry, and be awakened. And now, your hosts of Awakening the Unknown. You never know what these two will be up to next. So please welcome Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan.
Well, hello there, everybody. How are you doing? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon over here in the US of A. But, you know, now that we got our own network, we can actually do things that are more convenient for other people that we'd like to have on.
Yes.
And we really wanted to have the ability to do a show that was a better time circuit for the UK. So, of course, I mean, we've got a fantastic guest tonight. I mean, there's numerous amounts of talents for this gentleman. I mean, it's unbelievable, literally, the amount of talents that he has. But we actually have a short announcement.
We do have a short announcement
Yes, we
today.
have a short announcement. I'm going to explain something, then I'm going to tell you why I'm explaining it first.
Okay.
Then we're going to actually get to the show. So, we had a bit of an issue trying with Blog Talk when you do like a direct connect from the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I've got a wonderful sound system, but evidently my computer doesn't have a good sound system. My sound system's external. Didn't think of that. So, we had a bit of an issue with the sound with last night's show on Blog Talk. So,
Sorry.
We're going to fix that. Don't worry. I've got the show downloading in the background. I'll pull the audio out and we'll put it up. And the reason we're telling you that there was an issue, because officially, as of today, ATU Network is on iHeartRadio. So that brings us up to nine platforms. So now, you want to listen to the ATU Network every show. All your favorite guests you can hear is right on iHeartRadio. We are so excited about this.
Oh my goodness! Like,
yeah, it's
live.
something we've really been working on, and we just wanted the ability to get the word out there in order to help more people. But
that's right.
You know, without further ado, we are on Facebook Live. Michelle's got the chat open.
Yep.
I do have the chat. We have fixed the sound, so you guys will be able to call in. So don't forget, you can call in at 563-999-3002. For those that are overseas, if you have a question, please feel free to type it in the Facebook chat room. I'm going to try to be bouncing back and forth because I can see Michelle doesn't have the Blog Talk chat room open. So
not yet. I'm already rolling that on Facebook.
But without further ado, we have been on his show. It's our time to repay the favor.
Oh my goodness! Now
we have Mr. The One,
the only
Mark Anthony Rhymes, aka Ghost Man.
The Ghost Man from the UK.
Ghost Man is here. How you doing today, Ghost Man?
I am doing fine, ladies. How are you?
We are doing fantastic. I mean, literally everything has just been exploding. I love it. I even wore my Mickey Mouse t-shirt today for this show.
It kind of looks like I'm not wearing much of anything today. I am really wearing clothing, though, honestly.
No, we don't want that on radio. You may be talking.
No, I mean, you have, like, so much stuff that you're actually involved in. We have cryptozoology.
My goodness.
Literally, which I find fascinating. I really do.
Tip of the iceberg about him.
We're talking comedian. Oh. We're talking a bit of a singer.
Songwriter.
UFOs. I mean, literally, this, like, spirit speakers. Literally, spirit seekers. I mean, the amount of things that you've actually gone out and done, and actually, I mean, as far as the UK, we're dying to get there, literally, to come up with all the production cameras and everything else. I can imagine the buildings up there. That's what fascinates me most is the older buildings. We don't have as much down here as you probably have all the older buildings with the older limestone and everything up there.
That's because of the tea party. You didn't listen to us, you see. Because we were trying to sell you some cups of tea. You didn't want them because you didn't have enough sugar. You went in and had a little bit of a battle with us. You just missed out on all that history. You know, it's just not on.
I feel your pain because I'm European, man. I know all about the tea. Tea's porn.
Is it? Well, see, no, I'm not. I'm kind of...
It was the USA people that dumped all that tea overboard and started all the trouble. And then they blamed the Europeans.
No, maybe it was your fault.
It wasn't me.
It was her fault. She did it. What got you interested really in cryptozoology? Dude, we're going to announce your podcast. He also has a podcast I want you guys to listen to. But I'm really curious about cryptozoology. And Michelle will be checking the chat room to find out what's going on. But what got you interested in the cryptozoology part?
Well, basically, I was living in a town called Wolseley, Wollery, and there at the time was a man called Jonathan Downes, who is a renowned cryptozoologist in the UK. I was looking for some volunteer work, and I looked up the old friend Google, sorry for advertising, and basically I thought, oh, they're looking for volunteer work. So I rang him up and said, hi, I'm looking for some volunteer work. Can I come and join you? And he said, okay, come along. and we'll have a talk in the garden. So I went to the house, which is like when you went for the door, you know the old Gothic horror doors in Hammer Horror films? It looks a bit like that.
Yeah. Ooh, we just had someone just pop by.
Yeah, someone just walked right behind you.
Is that Mrs. Ghostman?
Well, you never know. Anyway, what was it? Yeah, lose track. Yeah, I'm back again. Right, you go towards John's potato shed, which is converted into radio recording studio and everything else.
Oh, nice.
And then I went to the garden, and then I met Jonathan and a man called Richard Freeman, who's a modern day explorer. He does looks for Orange Pen Deck and things like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting man. Anyway, basically we had a little chat in the garden, and I said to him, "I would like to join your CSM and be a volunteer." So I did that, and they told me a little bit about cryptozoology and what it was about. They said after a while you'll get the bug and you won't be able to get it out of your head.
Yep.
Which is true.
Yeah,
so
definitely. We call
And
that
also,
down here.
I did some volunteer work for them, and I helped out on an event they used to do called Weird Weekend, which is now available in Yorkshire. It isn't run in Devon anymore. But anyway, at the time, I helped out at 2 events, and I ended up getting a plastic gold-painted monkey and a certificate for doing one of them. How cool is that?
That is cool.
Wow.
That really is cool.
That really is. Wow.
What's going on in the chat room?
We have an April Grady. We have a Khadijah who's in the room already with us, and it's sharing. We're up to already 12 shares. We've got quite a few smiley faces and some
Nice.
likes.
Don't forget, if anybody has a question for the Ghost Man, and if you don't have the ability to actually call in or Skype in, because sometimes Skype gets a little fluky, you can always ask a question in any of our chat rooms. We'll make sure that he actually gets it. So, I mean, as far as have you ever seen anything now down here? And I think the United States, it's actually called Bigfoot, but up there, your version, isn't it called something different?
It's called Wild Man.
Wow, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a very controversial subject, British Bigfoot over here. It gets a bit heated. It did get a bit nasty for a little while, but it's sorted itself out again now.
Huh.
Basically, there's 2 theories. It's either a paranormal, which is a conventional theory at the moment, or it's a living being, where there's been loads of witness reports. And my theory is, if you have 100 witness reports, it's a little bit like UFOs. You have 100, 80 you can dismiss completely and say, rubbish.
Right.
But 20%
Exactly.
are true, and that's my belief. I could be wrong. I don't care.
What do you think about? Because I've always thought that it's a possibility that I forget what he called them, but we call them. We also have one called Hoppin' Up Carrie.
Yeah.
That's also a part of that. But what do you think about actual like a vortex of how they're maybe going back and forth through like an energy field, and that's why they keep coming into our line of sight and then disappearing sometimes. So it's almost like like a vortex.
Yeah. Like interdimensional type of
Yeah,
traveling?
interdimensional type travel thing.
I think it's possible because you look at it this way. At the moment, we are time traveling. I am in the future because it's 20 past the hour my end, and you're in the past. But I know it's not proper time travel, but that is possible. You look at it, it would be possible to do a vortex to come and step in, step out.
Right?
Exactly. So I do believe that anything like that is possible. I mean, it is a good possibility because everybody has these sightings and they see it, and then you have to track and a couple of individuals, when you're actually tracking the footprints and all of a sudden the footprints aren't there, maybe they're the only ones that have that ability as far as interdimensional travel. But
I find that interesting, though, that you guys you in the UK actually share like the exact similar.
Yeah.
Like what we have experienced here, whether it's Sasquatch or Bigfoot or whatever terminology they use, but we have the exact same theories that all our cryptozoologists here in the U.S. entertain too as well.
Right. Exactly.
Which we should combine forces hopefully someday and come up with a way to catch one of these guys, whether it's interdimensionally in a trap or...
I'd like to have a photo, I think.
Yeah. I
I
wonder
don't want
if
to trap them, I just want the photo.
We could have him on the show. It'd be really good, wouldn't it? We'd be saying, "Hello, Mr. Bigfoot. How are you today? I'm
Hey,
okay.
would you like spot of tea? Hey?
You want to be here because I've
Yeah,
been
see,
seeing
I'm
like
a coffeeholic, so
Well, Europeans, we stop at 4 o'clock and we do have tea every day at 4 o'clock.
you do.
We still do. Portuguese people,
Well,
we do.
Sorry.
That's
it's
still a very important
compulsory.
thing.
Law. It's a law. In the middle of the battle, it's like, no, sorry, 4 o'clock, got to stop, mate. Tea, you know, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever watch Carry On films, you'll know what we're on about. If you ever watch Carry On films, yeah.
That's so cute. That's so true.
Now, I mean, you've done the cryptozoology, and you're still volunteering with them here and there, correct?
Yes, yeah. I do a bit of research for them and stuff like that.
As far as cryptozoology goes, what would you say is your favorite cryptozoological type creature?
Oh, I got
Everybody
one.
has their favorite.
I got one. You like this? Mutant rats.
Mutant rats?
Mutant rats, yes.
Well, that's one
You
we
look
haven't
them up,
run across,
you know,
but I
the
think they
toy-
were called something else until I looked up. I'll have to
You
look
can
that back up
look
again.
it up. You can find rats as big as 12 inches long,
Whoa.
14 long, and they're resistant to quite a lot of poisons.
Wow.
Basically, you poison one lot, then you give the babies, and they are completely immune to that poison.
Right.
And it becomes a vicious circle.
Huh.
Because I got interested in it because my dad used to work on the dust, or what you would call garbage over there.
Yeah.
And basically, when he used to go to the tip, he used to tell me about the rats on there that were extremely big sizes. A, because they had no predators, and B, they had lots of free food.
That's true.
Makes sense.
That's
That
true.
makes a lot of sense.
Wow, but and then
Yeah.
abnormal sizes like that. Oh man.
I don't know. We live in the city. That might be a normal size.
I don't know. I mean, I grab possums with my bare hands, so possums don't scare me. But I don't know about mutant rats and mice and.
Yeah.
You know,
They're probably there where they're now because it's quite known. There's been a lot of documentaries over here about rats in New York and places like that.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah.
yes.
Very virulent.
Yeah.
Also,
it is.
I like a story called The Rat Man of Southend.
Okay.
Oh, this guy he's
Basically,
got
going
like a
to-
lot of personas here we don't know about. You gotta come check
Yeah,
out
the
our
Rat
rat.
Now, is that a published
Basically, it's not
story?
a man. You wouldn't want to meet this man. Basically, he was a tramp who basically was kicked around a little bit by teenagers, died, and once he's died, he was eaten and gored to death by rats.
Oh.
And after that, you can hear scouring noises and moans and groans when he went through the passageway. And the other theory is he's a cryptid, which basically means the mayor had it off with someone basically that wasn't his wife. For those who don't want to know what that is, basically he had an affair.
Huh.
Oh.
So for those people that don't understand my lingo,
No, I mean, do you have that one published? Is it on a blog somewhere, or is it something you're still working on?
it's available. Yes, and basically the man was born with a long snout and a short tail, and we know that people are born with tails.
Yes. Yes.
It's a medical fact.
Yes.
They have to have them removed. I don't know what the longest one is, but I know it's a medical fact.
That's true. And that would totally lead into that whole thing.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, we sure we're not talking about my ex-husband here? This is not like a intervention on my ex-husbands or anything, right?
No, he's in the UK.
Okay, 'cause I have one that's a Sasquatch, and I have one that could definitely be related to those rat people.
You think so?
Oh yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
If you say so, Michelle, I'm sure that's true. Not.
Wow, what was that?
I said I'm sure it's not true.
What's not true?
What Michelle just said.
Oh, about my ex-husband and my other ex-husband
Yeah.
and my other ex-husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Don't look at me, I'm a widow.
My next one, I guarantee I'll be a widow though.
Oh, my goodness. Here she
Yep.
goes again.
The next one,
All right. If you say so.
I will. Next
Okay.
one, I'm gonna
Awesome.
guarantee I'm a widow.
All right. So, have you had many UFO sightings out there?
We have loads. I mean, I personally haven't seen any myself, but there is one reported back in 1967, which was due to the Oakhampton to Holsworthy Road, and two police officers saw some lights, and as they approached the lights kept going faster and faster, and it went in irregular patterns, and you've got to take it credible because this is 2 police officers saying this.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's available on Google or the other one's available. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Anyway. Yeah. Basically, there's loads of more, and we have a base here called Morinstow, where basically the secret base that nobody knows about is a radar system for looking out for missiles from Russia and places like that.
Wow.
Love to go check all that stuff out over there in the UK
Yeah,
one day.
so
That's a
between the history
dream.
and basically the stories and matching them up to the history and see if we come up with any EVP or photos or videos.
I know, and to be able to validate, like, I mean,
yeah, I can't hear him right now, so I don't know if he's.
Hello, I'm still here.
There you go. Oh, you're listening to us.
That's a question.
I got like 2 different feeds. I got a bunch of feeds on my desktop going, so I'm bouncing back and forth.
That's it, the feed me, Seymour, feed me.
Oh, I like that movie.
oh yeah.
I wicked love that movie.
I have already somebody trying to get me married already on the chat room. See what kind of trouble you got me into, Ghost Man.
Who's
Yeah, well,
then
you see, when you're on my show, you get a match and mate show.
I guess so. I should have wore a ring.
I'm a widow, so I'm done.
The next one's gonna have to die, though. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. Alright, let's
I will not be
stop.
another
Listen,
divorcee.
you don't want to
Come
hunt.
back and be
Your
your
future
spiritual
husband.
husband. You can come back and be your spiritual husband.
Oh, there you go. That's right.
Go Spirit.
I could totally dig that. That would work so much better than a real life breathing man.
Well, people that claim that they've had intercourse with ghosts online.
Oh my goodness. Do you guys get a lot of those kind of stories like that too in the UK?
Yes, we have
every other day on Dr. Phil we get one of those.
Morning TV breakfast show. Very interesting. She came on and said basically about intercourse with a spirit. And she said, and they said, where did you come across this spirit? Oh, on a cruise. And it basically followed her back from a cruise and then having a loving relationship. And she wants to have a ghost baby with it.
What?
Okay.
Now, how do you get child support in that case? Curious, right? How do you get child support?
No, I mean, I'm not making it up, folks. This man's making it up. No, it's actually true. It is out there.
Wow.
It was on a show called, I think it's called This Morning on ITV, which is an English TV production show.
That is so interesting, though. Just the way that we... I'm just dying. I'm dying right now. I'm dying. I'm almost married already. I'm about married in about 5 minutes.
I want to know, I mean,
Okay.
do you know anything about... Because I was watching something last night. I don't watch much TV, but... I was really curious about, I think it's Sambury Hall, I might be pronouncing it incorrectly.
Sambury Hall? Sambury Hall?
I don't know that place, sorry. I have to pass it over to somebody else.
No, let's stay with the ghost man.
I've got to ring a friend, sorry. Do you know me? No, I don't. Sorry.
So what do you have going up for like new projects now, Ghostman? That's last time we talked to you. You were working on a lot of upcoming things, and it's been quite a few months since we've gotten a chance to really catch up and what's happening in the world of the Ghostman. What's been your new latest projects?
Well, I have some projects coming up. Yes, I have one coming up with a lady called Emily Manhouse Stokely of Freck and Frack Paranormal. Basically, you know when you watch a film, say a film like John Wayne, when John Wayne's in a film, basically I'm saying that there's an essence of a ghost in the film. Not a proper ghost, but an essence. Because John Wayne's been dead a very long time. But when we watch a film, we actually believe this person's still around, live and kicking, you know, as an example, you know, just for that 20 hour or whatever it is. So basically, we're going to try to do an EVP readings or spirit box readings as well. And we're going to watch film with Paul Walker, which is the and Brittany Murphy. I think it's called Something Girls. I can't remember the title of it. But we're going to watch these two films, and we're going to do an EVP while we're watching it, And if anything comes up, we're going to share it on when we do the show in October.
That's actually it's a really good theory because you know the energy of the individual that passed in the middle of a film. It's really curious to find that out.
That's like contained within the whole the energy process of the whole film culmination in itself.
Exactly, because everything in life is energy. Everything is based off of energy. So how do you know? I mean, that's a really amazing idea right there. It really is.
Do you remember decades ago about that other movie? It was The 3 Men and a Baby. I don't know if you guys got that whole theory in the UK about there was a spirit of a child that was appearing in each of the 3 Men and a Baby movies.
No, I didn't.
Years ago, it started off as an urban legend where the first 3 Men and a Baby movie came out, and 3 stars. I can't remember the names of them all at the moment. The first film, though, they saw a ghost child literally off on the edge of the blocking of the scene. And that boy appeared there, and you could see it. Like, they would tell you, it's at this such and such a time, you go back and you'd see it. And yes, you saw a little boy. Which completely turned things upside down.
Huh.
Because they literally believed that at the time that they caught an full apparition on, motion picture.
There you go. There's another theory about a movie. You could do that one, too.
But the weird thing is, supposedly that little boy showed up again in the part 2 of that movie.
Alright, so that little boy must have been connected to one of the actors then.
Could have very well been.
Yeah.
They've never solved that mystery,
it's gotta be connected to one of the actors.
Well, there's one in a Charlie Chaplin film, isn't there? If we go back to time travel that we mentioned earlier, in a Charlie Chaplin film, it's meant to be someone holding something to the ear, which is supposed to be a mobile phone. I'm not too sure if it's true. I think somebody's seen something that isn't there personally. But there's a bit in the film which he's holding a hand to the ear like you would with a mobile phone.
Right.
Very small clip. Very, very small clip. So check it out, folks.
We gotta check that out.
Yeah, we do.
We definitely gotta check that out.
We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Because, I remember... I think I must have been in, like, junior high school. It was, like, when those movies first came out, people were going ballistic. And it also
keeps vibrating.
I'm not sure. It's our friends in India.
Oh.
Trying to reach us from India. Say hi to the Ghost Man.
Ask a question.
Say hi to the Ghost Man. It's our friends from the Indian countries. Like Jordan and Afghanistan and Pakistan and all the other stands and everything else they got there.
All the other
stands. I think Stan was very popular over there. He must have visited a lot of places.
Well, we're getting there. We really are getting back up to where it is that we used to be, and it was just something that we decided to do. We figured it was just time because Michelle and I were talking, and we just really wanted to have the ability to do more shows, to help more people, to change the times we do the shows in order to accommodate different listeners because. I mean, we're a bit of a goofball. If we can share laughter, we've done our job.
And the smile's contagious. It doesn't matter how you receive that smile. So why not?
A small baby hopes to work with some play, but the dentist doesn't want to know it. Because it's
true, right?
He doesn't want to show it. Problem.
And we just literally felt like the time that we had a week was not enough time for what we wanted to do.
So,
we wanted more.
We wanted to help more in different subjects and different avenues. So,
I do the same. As you know, I have done a lot of podcasting. I have over 1,000 episodes, and I am quite prolific.
But
I know people keep saying you should have adverts on your show, but I don't like adverts. I'm sorry to say.
So I don't even know what time it is. I'm sorry.
I don't like adverts. And there's people saying, it's not adverts because I don't like adverts.
We definitely have to put a link, though, for our listeners to reach Mark Anthony's podcast, though, in the UK, too.
We can do that as well. We definitely going to link your podcast to The Awakening the Unknown in the group and maybe even the ATU Girls so that way people can find you.
So that way,
I might get one more listener. We never know. I might gain one more listener. That'd be up to 2 then.
Well, technically we're 2. So, and we listen, so...
Well, and actually, technically, we have 17 already comments, 3 and 15 people already sharing, and a bunch of little loves and little, hearts.
Well, what it is, they like the dog, you see, because I sent you a picture of my guard dog, didn't I? My vicious big guard dog is my guard dog. Yeah, she's so vicious, and she might look.
What the 5 inches?
She's not 5 inches.
No.
She's not 5 inches. Is she?
Is there something out there, though, Mark, that you haven't had an opportunity to do, though, like, in general, in the whole entire metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal world, that you just haven't had a chance to get involved in, that you're just dying to jump into?
Well, I would like to do a virtual investigation, because I can't physically go to an investigation because I have various problems. So I'll tell you what my problems are. I have mild small vessel disease of the brain, which affects my cognitive skills like memory, speech, and such and such. Mm-hmm. And I have neurological problems, which affects my balance. It doesn't make me any different. It just makes life a little bit funny, and awkward sometimes. But I would like to join a virtual paranormal investigation, so could be part of it. I think that would be a good idea for other people that are probably physically.
I agree. They have
remote viewers.
They have remote viewers as far as psychics. Why not a remote investigator? Literally, if there's a particular area that you can't get into, and so you set it up so he can actually view that area.
Exactly.
And maybe put on headphones and listen to the audio as everybody's in a different area. It might actually help out. Literally.
Yeah, I think that's an idea. I think there should be groups out there listening to this, thinking, yes, we should give people with less able. We'll just say that word because I don't like the other word. Less able to join in. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who would love to do it.
Absolutely.
That's a really good idea.
And we're finding it even here in this country, remote viewing, that capability of remote viewing. Like, with you being at home and having the computer access and all that, it could totally hook you up with the DVR monitoring at the home.
Yeah, well, remote viewing...
and be able to
but remote viewing has to do with the psychic abilities. That's what they mean. But a remote investigator, that would just be a benefit as well.
Oh, heck yeah. With all of your experience, all of your knowledge, it'd be like a tragedy not to be able to use all of that.
Well,
it really would.
I'm just a student. I'm not clever. I'm just a student.
Well, we never stop learning.
Nobody ever stops learning. Don't worry.
That's sure.
That's what I like to mention that because somebody will say, this person say he's an expert. He's no more expert than I am.
He's adorable, though. We're going to have you come on our Healing Sundays and maybe introduce you to a few of our people that are just getting involved with a lot of that remote work. It's happening quite a bit now.
I help anybody.
Oh, I know. You're such a sweetheart, Mark. That's why.
And that's what we like about what it is that we do. We do the Healing Sundays, and we have a friend, Marcy, that comes on with us, and she's a tonal healer, so she might be able to help you out there. But, I hate to bring up a sore subject, but this is something I'm actually very curious about. You were in a coma for a while. That had to do with blood sugars, correct?
Right, yeah.
All right. Now, did they say that when you're in a coma, you actually... You're coming back with sometimes, like they call those near-death experiences, and that also has something to do with the coma. Did you come back with something different about yourself, a little bit more ability?
Yes, I'll go into a bit more detail. Well, basically, I had a blood sugar count of 124 when they got it, which basically means I was technically dying.
Right.
And I went straight from ER straight to ICU. I was in a coma for 3 weeks, induced coma, obviously.
Right.
And whilst I was in the coma, I heard a woman's voice I've not heard before or since, telling me to wake up. I had an overwhelming feeling to wake up. The most overwhelming feeling you ever had. You know when you get something, you can't resist the urge? It was like that.
Yeah.
And I seriously believe this is my guardian angel or spirit guide. I know people are going to look up and say, oh, well, there's scientific explanations of how the brain can release chemicals and tell you what to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, this is my belief, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah,
I don't care what
spiritual. I understand that.
Totally.
it's a spiritual thing. I mean, me myself, when because I've had a grandfather and grandparents actually passed. I was there when my grandmother passed, and literally I put her in a dream, is what I call it. I put her in a dream, and she was laughing before she died because my grandfather hated the washing machine. And when she was mad at him, she'd run it when it was home because it used to bang up against the counter and it used to drive her nuts. So literally, I hear her giggling, and then she puts her hand up, so I know there was somebody there.
Oh, absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely.
I mean, I believe that. I really do. I always have.
Well, basically as well, whilst I was in the coma, I think I was neither in the real world or the next realm. And I think, like all people, that if you talk to people with near-death experiences, you've all sort of touched something.
Yes.
Our version of heaven, that's what I call it. I think heaven is our version and hell is our version.
Yep.
I don't believe there's one big heaven or one big hell. I'm sorry if that's controversial, but I honestly believe we have our own personal heaven, our own personal hell.
Yes, definitely. I do believe in that.
And I come back, and that's what got me interested in paranormal. But also, since then, I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. I sometimes have strange aromas, like strawberries, or the smell of death, like damp and dark and horrid smell.
Yeah, that is actually an ability too. You know, your senses. Sometimes certain senses will expand.
Yeah.
Everybody will come back in a different way, but you know, everybody has, like, when you smell this, they can't figure out why they're smelling it. But the sense of smell is so important, and that's why you really don't have to go out. You literally need to start off learning about your own senses.
Oh, absolutely.
Investigate.
All, not just 5, all 6.
Yes,
senses.
Exactly.
All 6
are
Psychic senses. I agree on
Probably
that.
more than you think. Anyway, also, I have visitors sometimes that like to play electrical interference with me. Little tricks when I'm on my podcast, when I'm talking to people. And suddenly the podcast will shut down, or the screen will freeze, or there's a voice in the background that doesn't exist, or lots of things. And
gosh.
I can't explain it. This does happen. It really happens. I'm not making it up.
Oh, no,
it
we
happens.
believe
Yeah,
you.
we do. It
Oh, my
happens
gosh.
a lot. We will get disconnected with Marcy, so ever since we've had the issue trying to get Marcy on because her energy level is very high, we do every show barefoot.
Oh, yes.
We have
Oh,
to be
no.
barefoot to ground ourselves in order to not get the disconnection going on in the show.
Because sparks
Really?
fly.
Yeah, literally, it helps. It really helps.
Hey, our folks, you learned something new today. When you was listening to the show, you thought, oh, interesting fact what I learned today. And this is the interesting fact. Susan and Michelle don't wear any shoes. They are, folks. You wanted to listen to the whole show, listening to this bit.
Oh, God. She's going to show you her feet now.
Go away.
No shoes. No
Oh, it's
shoes.
barefoot. It's the only way to connect with the earth energy. Literally.
And it's worked from the moment we started doing that for her advice, Mark, and it's not failed us yet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check that out.
I should join you. I should put my shoes off as well. just in case.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, it really does help. It helps level the energy and ground the energy because you figure if you can imagine yourself rooted like a tree, you're rooted like a tree, and that's what it is. You're putting your energy into the ground in order to keep you rooted as you're doing the show. So and it does. It helps a lot.
That's a bit like chi, isn't it? Because I do Tai Chi as a hobby,
Yeah.
and chi is a bit like focusing on the
Chi
and
is
rooting
a
the
natural
body.
energy, and it runs through
Yeah.
your chakra field. So literally, you're rooting yourself.
Oh, wait, is that my name? When you go like...
You're
Yeah, it's
mining,
about-
dear.
oh,
that's my
That's got nothing to do. Okay.
Oh, that's my name, sorry. What's Chai Chi like?
Okay.
That's it. Go into the little corner on the naughty step.
No, but you're so right about that. The transfer of energy is what it all ends up culminating about anyways.
Yeah, it is, and it really is. It's quite helpful, is what it is. Who keeps messaging you?
Another UK gentleman that we've already been on this show. I think we've been on his show already a couple of times as well, and he's jibber jabbering. So he's listening to the Ghost Man
He's
in
listening
the
to the Ghost Man.
UK.
That's nice.
So guess what? You got 2 listeners.
No.
Yeah, it's recording, folks. I don't mind it. I don't mind. I'm not. I've never been one worrying about who listens to me. I'm quite glad if one person listens to me. That's how I basically started it. I wanted to do something. I'm interested. I like talking to people. I'm very good at talking because I basically it was my job.
Yeah,
it was my job. I used to be in care work. I used to be into mental health and special needs.
Right.
So basically, all day you spent talking to residents.
Right.
And one resident I used to talk to regularly, I won't mention his name, but we used to have very good discussions about perception of time and the cat being the devil, or why was the cat being the devil. And, you know, when you had lucid moments, people think mad people are like, 24/7, but they're not. They do have moments when you can talk to them.
That's only us. That's only us in stores sometimes.
Yeah, well, oh my God, yeah. You should see when I give her good news. I say, don't scream. First words out of my mouth. Today. Michelle, yes. Don't scream. What's the matter? Michelle, promise you won't scream. Okay. So then I tell her, and then she's like, up and down. It's like, oh my God, here we go.
I had to scream. We couldn't help it.
I screamed.
I screamed. It's so funny.
Do you believe in the power of positive thinking? Because I think we should try to send a positive thought to all the people at the moment that are suffering through the hurricanes where you are and in the Philippines, and hopefully they're all safe and well and everything else. I just want to mention that because in case anybody else is listening to them, I think it's a good thing to do.
And that's for the hurricanes everywhere. The hurricanes are touching down in Hawaii. They're touching down in the Azores. They're touching down in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, it's
Coast of Africa, Atlantic Ocean, they're out there. And, of course, Florence is getting hit right now, actually, as we speak, pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, Hurricane Florence actually stalled.
Stalled, and it stayed in a Category 1.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's down to a Category 1. It was a Category 4 as it was coming through.
Yeah, but
so it's a little bit of helpful information for the listeners out there that actually are listening. I mean, if you're a loved one and you are stuck in a hurricane, please call our show.
Yes.
Message our show if you can. Give us your name so we can actually put your name out there to let your loved ones know that you're okay. So we have no issue with whatsoever helping everybody out. So as we go this through people coming together. So and don't forget, if you want to talk to Ghostman, call in at 563-999-3002.
Very
We're going to bat that very dramatic.
Don't do that in the UK, because if you do that finger sign that you just done in the UK, you may get someone telling you, why don't you go away and turn the corner and go there, come back again? Because basically that means an FU.
No.
Wow, this kind of means peace. Peace out. Like,
yeah,
peace out.
If you do it that way, I won't do it that way. That's FU, but that way is peace.
Oh, whoa.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Maybe that's, whoa. Okay, we're not doing that anymore.
We're not doing that to you. We're just saying
I'm going to tell you, because you're saying about UK listeners and they're thinking, hang on, we're listening and they keep telling us to go away.
Sorry, guys. I mean,
we didn't know that.
You know, I'm a little old, so I've always done the peace out. So that's all it means. It just means peace, love, happiness.
Yeah, I just thought it's a variation of the language.
I really didn't mean anything else by that. I'm sorry, don't go away.
You know what the interesting thing is about that, though?
What?
If we were getting away with that, imagine if we really started swearing in sign language. I wonder who would really understand us. Because us Portuguese, we got some sign language, boy. I tell you, we swear, we got some sign language.
Not that kind of sign language. There's different types.
No.
Oh?
I used to know some sign language, but it was a bit rude, but we won't go there.
It's true, but it's like the Italians, how even like a simple little thing like this is like a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's an insult. That's again, that's their version of saying go away.
Oh, wow, I had no idea about that.
I know I'm a fascination of interesting but uninteresting facts of the world and above.
I do like so much from you, though, Mark.
Yeah, it's different things. What if we would actually go there and we were just asking somebody, hey, you know, the number 2 is something, and they, look at us and might get slapped upside the face. Or
I know.
It's a good thing you told us.
We would not know. We would not
didn't
know.
They probably think in America. If I went over to America and I've said certain words, they'd be thinking, "Well, what's he on about?" So I said,
right?
Like cigarettes. There's one. We call them cigarettes. You guys call them fags. You'd be walking down the street and say, "Hey, can I have a fag?" Everybody be saying, "What?" Because over here it means something different.
Something different. Yeah. I'm a great fan of, political correctness. I presume you've got it over in America.
What is it? Political
correctness. Basically, where they tell you the thinking what you shouldn't be thinking. Basically, you're not really thinking it. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You're going to the park, right? You know when you used to be playing in the park, you used to like watching kids playing in the park, going around the it was you once upon a time. You think, oh, great. But you don't like standing around because you might be accused of something else. I won't mention the word because you might take me off the radio.
Oh,
but,
yeah. I think I understand what you're saying about that. Predators.
Your fault. You're not actually this person, but you've been made by society to believe that.
Right.
Because you watch the old comedies. I imagine you've got old comedies over there like we have in the 70s. Where basically they're considered politically incorrect now. But if you actually watch them properly, watch them, they were made in a different age, and they all both get the same argument. They all get the same protagonist gets. They both get a word in each way. It's not. It's meant as a comedy, but people take it seriously.
Right.
That's true.
You've got a word over there that certain singers like using a lot. The N and N's and R, I won't say it.
Right.
But that word used to mean a colour of cotton once upon a time.
Huh. Wow.
And also,
Isn't that like it's like a totally different
his face again,
It's like a totally different language. It's just
it's amazing how a word can mean so many different things. Like they took the word gay out of Eden Blyton because she used to say a gay day, right? Meaning happy.
Yeah.
Go lucky day. But because it's changed through society to mean a totally different thing, which basically, it's an example how you can use a word, change it around to mean something completely different.
Yeah. And make it such a negative connotation when it's really truly not even meant to be in that way. It's like the Q in that LGBTQ. I want to be the Q. And nobody will let me be the Q.
I don't know what the Q is.
It's queer.
Yeah, I thought that was a bad word now.
Queer's not a bad word.
I thought it was now.
I'm queer. I'm odd. I'm unusual. I'm eccentric.
But I don't think
I'm
that's
special.
what that means.
Well,
I'd have to ask my kid. I don't know.
Well, see, why not? But see, that's the point. People take that word and now connotate it to something else.
Yeah.
The word at the end of the day, it shouldn't mean nothing. Shouldn't be offended by it.
Right.
I think basically it goes back to how we treated people back when we basically took them off their land, took them away, but bunged them in a different country, treated them like absolute people, and chained them up, and we gave them a really crap life. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you can understand where that hatred comes from. I think it's still inbred. Not inbred in the word of like inbred, but like the history is kept on. It's never been forgiven. That's not been forgiven. It's been passed on and passed on and passed on.
Yeah, it's true. It's just that once it gets that stigma of having a negative connotation, it never reverses back to the good it was to begin with.
No,
always just the snowball effect going if it's a negative, and it's just like. When back in the day, it was like, hey, I'm so happy, I'm so gay, I'm running around free, and I'm like, and never once thought of it as a bad term. And it never was. And it never, even till this day, it's not even meant to be a bad term.
Well, it's like the controversy over you got lately over have you seen the cartoon with, what's her name, Serena Williams, or the one that won the tennis the other day who kicked up in the tennis open?
Oh, yes. The one that got Dr. Phil Donahue all in a big ruckus because Serena lost that match with the women's open.
The cartoon. Now, I can understand why you didn't like it because the face was a bit offensive because it was stereotypical. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
The other rest of the cartoon It's okay. It's just the face bit. If they didn't raise the lips up a bit and they didn't tie the hair up to make it tight,
Right.
and they just make it a bit more normal, it would be acceptable, more acceptable. Because I draw a cotton. I know where you can push it and where you can't push it.
No, you can't. And that's the thing. It's so... I don't know why. Is it the media world that we live in these days? I think it's like a negative and a positive.
I don't know. Honestly, I think, and that's another reason why we do what we do. I think everybody in life takes things too seriously. I think if you spend a lot of the time in your life taking a lot of things seriously, you're going to forget to find the fun. You're going to forget to laugh and literally laugh at yourself.
Yes.
I mean, literally have fun. I mean, you know, you go around once sometimes as far as some people consider it. It's just it's something that you need to do. Literally, I think.
And it is too short. And like, you know, the ghost man, I'm sure you know that too. I mean, we try all the time. We try to never say no to a learning opportunity, a new experience, a new adventure, regardless, good or bad. We never say no because we can experience it, and our experience helps somebody else get through their experience with it.
Exactly, and it doesn't really matter. Literally, we could just be sitting here. Literally talking about, like you're talking about your personal experiences and things you went through. Somebody out there that's listening to us can have like a aha. We call them aha moments.
Right?
It's like
yeah, so they don't feel alone. And that's what it is, and that's what it's all about.
Do you want to say hello to my friend? Hello. I think this show's a bit fair.
Oh, so cute! Look at him.
Okay.
It's a puppy.
It's a puppy.
It's a doggy.
Because there's only one of them, and I thought it'd be fair because we can gang up. It could be two of us now. I could be Michelle's new boyfriend. Hello, Michelle. I love you.
Hello there. You should join us on Healing Sundays with your dog and have your dog get some Tony exercises. My dogs call Auntie Sue. My dogs will call her and talk to Auntie Sue, and she'll talk to my dogs on the phone.
Yeah, I bark back at
them.
I'm not kidding.
Animals are perceptible to seeing spirits. I do think that is true. There's known cases where animals will stop and look at in space. Apparently, if you can put your hand in front of the animal like a cat or dog, and they don't respond, you know when cats or dogs they look away.
Yeah.
But if they don't look away, apparently there could be, I'm not saying it is, could be a spiritual presence.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I have cats, and they say cats are, as far as some of the theories go, a cat is the one that keeps the negative spirits actually away. That's what they do. Dogs are more, I forget what they say dogs are.
Take the negativity and process it into a more positive energy.
No, they're more of a guard of basically the human beings, but the cats will walk right up and go, get out of here. The dogs will go, ma, 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 help, and the cats go, poof, and that's it.
Well, there is a theory also that, have you heard about the theory that aliens are actually angels visiting us?
I have heard that
lately.
I have heard that a lot lately, and about how we're actually supposedly made in their image.
Yeah.
Of the alien/angels image.
Right, exactly.
And how that's how they're trying to change the whole thought process of that whole thing. I mean, the government does say aliens are real.
You know, literally. I mean, I believe that, and. Do I believe, I mean, there's a lot of things I believe as far as aliens and UFOs, but I really do believe that our DNA is already mixed with them.
Oh, absolutely.
There are some individuals down here, and yes, I do believe that telepathically on the different dimension levels that individuals can actually, you know, come down and give us information.
Oh, absolutely.
I say early man. People underestimate early man, because my theory is our ability to see cryptids and UFOs and paranormal is linked to early man, because early man had to be sensitive to the environment he lived in.
Right.
Basically, he didn't go around with an axe all day going, I mean, you look at Stonehenge, you look at places over there that we can't even build now. We can't even build them.
Yeah,
monument.
I mean, literally.
It's true.
City of Atlantis, all the advanced technology that they have. People keep looking for the
But there
city.
is a city they did sink, isn't there? There is a basis for that. There is a basis of the Atlantis. I'm not saying it's probably an amalgamation of different places. A bit like when you hear myth or legend. Like, just take for werewolves for a question. You look at werewolves, people say, "Oh, it's not true." But you look at there's people that grow excessive hair on their faces and their hands. And
Yes.
I can't remember the disease. Someone will write it out and tell us. Anyway, and basically, if you saw this person walking along, and you not the knowledge we have now, you've got to remember they didn't have the knowledge we've got now.
No,
we can look it up.
Yeah. No.
They didn't have a smartphone going, "Oh, hello, what's that?" You know, that wasn't around. But basically, you saw this person, you think, "Oh my God, it's a walking wolf."
Right. And now we have scientific proof that it is an actual illness and a diagnosable disease.
There's a lot of them. That's why they had, what do they call those, the circuses back then?
They call them the freak shows.
Freak shows.
Which I hate
that term, but that's what they call them.
But they call them freak shows.
And a lot of the individuals, they feel more comfortable there because of their genetic anomalies and the way that they had to do. I mean, literally, a wolf man, genetic anomaly.
Right.
Okay, then the story goes like werewolves are real. You get bitten.
Lycanthropy. And that's where they get with the blood worshipping, and the vampires and the blood. What was that? She was. The name is on the tip of my tongue, but
yeah,
she was the one that used to use the blood of virgins to bathe in because she believed it would keep her younger. And
I forgot her name, but I know you're talking.
Somebody like that.
Oh, darn, it's gonna drive me nuts. But there is a very big historical base about that,
right?
And it's actually, I think, it's based out of Transylvanian Count Dracula's,
actually,
Dracula.
Vlad the Impaler it's based on.
Yes,
Vlad the Impaler is a very bad guy. If you upset him, he put you on a cross, hang you like he's just time, bang a few nails in your arms, and basically cut you on the jugular and let you bleed to death. That's like saying to the enemy, "You come with me, I'm going to do this to you." That's why he was feared, and I think Bram Stoker used bits of this for his book.
Yes.
And he did. He stayed in a place, I'm not too sure if it's true, he stayed in a place where he was inspired by the story. Because a lady I interviewed called Kaz Rooney has interviewed his son about Bram Stoker legend. So if you contact her, she may be able to get hold of them for you.
Huh.
Ooh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like that.
It's gonna drive me nuts though about that woman, the whole blood.
You know what? You'll have to watch American Horror Story.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah, I'll already.
You know the new episodes out? I taped it.
Apocalypse of American Horror Story. Yes, I have.
We're big on American Horror Story,
which is stories based in truth.
Right, it's stories based on truth.
Yes, it's all based on truth. There, isn't there? The woman that was meant to go around with the slaves, is a bit that is based on truth as well. So that woman did actually exist. She did basically kill them off one by one.
Right.
And I think I'm not too sure, the hotel where they based the with Lady Gaga in it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a true place in America.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But it is a very haunted place over there.
Yeah, it is.
That's like our Shanley Hotel that they use in the movie The Shining.
Yes, exactly.
That place
very
is haunted.
Humongously beautiful. I would actually love to go there.
And they offer free tours. You don't actually have to stay overnight there. You can actually have access to all the areas that they actually do investigate, minus the actual rooms where people stay in. But they offer free reign for anybody to go into the Shanley Hotel and investigate, even underneath the Shanley Hotel. So we're lucky in respect to that, you know.
You've seen the Paris catacombs. You know the Paris catacombs with all the skulls.
Yeah, they're actually built by skulls.
All you see is skull after skull after skull. Yeah. I imagine somebody going down there doing that job because someone had to put them there.
Right.
They weren't. People had to work down there and go, I imagine that place, if you stayed overnight, I don't think many people could, you would be freaked out by the time you got back up there. because
I
they
don't know, I
would
think it
be.
depends on the energy of the
Yeah.
of the building. But
We don't freak out too easy.
no, we really don't. But
Well, I
like,
imagine that.
as far as I can remember about the catacombs, I think it had something to do with they were running out of room for the dead, so they
Right.
started to bury them literally
Under the
underground.
city. Well, because
Right.
the plague, or was it that they built over the areas of the plague?
I think, yeah,
Something like
something
that.
similar to that.
It was better to put them underground because it's like when you have any epidemic, like we had BSE with the cows.
Mhm.
Basically, bury them. It's less likely to spread to further expand the disease. It's a common
Exactly.
practice for contagions.
Is
You
that
can
your
see it
phone?
everywhere.
It's my phone is not even doing
Her
anything.
phone keeps vibrating, and I can hear it on the desk. It's driving me nuts.
I'm gonna it's our Calvin Miranda who is loving our conversation with the
good.
ghost man.
Oh, nice.
And so we have her watching on, and we have Paul Francis, another UK radio host who is a fan of yours.
Ooh.
He's checking you out. Do you remember when you work with him, by the way? Charles Francis?
No, I work with so many people. I have a memory block sometimes. I once appeared with Bobby Godmonster. Do you know Bobby Godmonster? I was a horror host, and I had him on my show. And basically, it's the weirdest show I've ever done. Basically, this is how I did it. You know, Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have any headphones, and he didn't have a mic, so all he could do was type the answers. I asked him the question, and I had to be him answering the question on my show about him.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh!
But
So,
that's why this thing, I like this, because you know, if we're based out of the United States and we want to have a guest on from a different part of the world,
we can't do it.
We can't. So it was like, I have this now, and I've got it rigged up and set so it actually goes into where it's supposed to. So this way, it gives us a broader, a much broader audience as far as things like that. But we're actually getting close to the top of the hour, and we gotta pay for the sponsors. I know we haven't even hit the comedic side of him yet, and we're already laughing.
And he sings songs, and he writes great little songs, and I saved his little voice messages.
After the break, folks. After the break, watch out. We will do a little bit of improv.
All right, we're getting ready here to we're gonna hit break. I'm gonna mute you out for a minute, and we're gonna actually hit the break. I'll bring you back in. So stay with us. Stay with us. We're just gonna take a short break right now and pay for the sponsors. A pause for the cause here. So I still have all the Cody's EVP on here.
Cody's online right now, listening to our friend Ghost Man.
Hi, Cody. Hey, we'll be right back. Don't forget voiceovers. Cody Ray.
Cody Ray.
We'll be right back with more of Awakening the Unknown after a quick message from our sponsor. This episode has been brought to you by Crystal Expectations. Crystal Expectations is located at 854 Broad Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. They're also located on the web at crystalexpectations.org. Crystal Expectations has been in the business for 30 years. The owner, CJ Gomes, is an expert on crystals, feng shui, and a practitioner for 40 years. Their breeder, Dr. Gary Gomes, is a well-known Vedic astrologer and Swami. Both are Reiki masters, and all kinds of predictive services are offered, such as love, career, and health. And low-cost remedies are provided. They have jewelry and statues of deities from all religions, incense, candles, books, and other items reasonably priced. So visit Crystal Expectations, located at 854 Broad Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, or on the web at crystalexpectations.org.
Now you're making me want to go. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, it does. Now you're making me want to go.
Yeah, I figured I'd do that. Yeah, I'm also gonna figure out the screen share thing because I can play a video, give them something to look at. So, okay, all right. So, you can see us right now. I'll show you. This is what I did.
So this is what they see. How is that?
I have to move the sound on the box section. Hello, everybody. We are back. You missed us. I know you did. We have the one, the only, the Ghost Man here with us today.
And no, and if they didn't miss us in the Ghost Man, shame on you.
Oh, they can watch it in reruns, so to speak.
Okay, then no shame on you.
Well, how you doing? Did you enjoy your break?
We have our friend from across the pond.
Oh, I muted him. Hold on a minute. Unmute. There you go. Okay, we got Broncos. What's up?
I'm glad to be on your show. It's great to see you, folks. It's great to know that a part of your show, Mark had to disappear because he didn't want to be here anymore, so I've come on the show instead. I'm called Bert, and I'm from a strange place called not America, because I can't very good at American accents because it turns out to be Australian, but that doesn't matter, because that's what it's all about. I like that.
Well, we gotta get the ghost man back on over here. Yeah.
Do we speak to the ghost man?
He's looking very delicate, like a little flower. I think she said it was a weed, but I'm not too sure. I think that's a flower. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Do you do any voiceover work or anything other kind of work like that with your voice over there, Mark?
I'd love to do it. I'd love to be given an opportunity. Anybody listening out there who'd like to give me an opportunity, I'll do it for free. I don't mind. Even like I like narrating books as well, stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, I've gotten a few of those for you.
That's
You
awesome.
sent me over a few of those on Messenger.
I
They were
did
pretty
Winnie the
cool.
Pooh and things like that.
Yeah.
There you go. I love doing it. It's just some passion. I like doing it.
Hey, you know
I mean-
what? Okay. It's September.
It's September.
October, November, December is 3 months away.
Yes.
Okay, you want a personalized book for your grandchild? Okay, read
By
the ghost man himself, Mark Anthony Ryan. Send him a message. How do people get a hold of you if they're interested in having you do something for, say, a grandchild for Christmas? Literally having an audio book they can
Basically,
listen
I
to.
am available on Facebook as Mark Anthony Rains, aka Ghostman. I'm available on Google Plus, Twitter, and if you look me up on our little friend that really look research, you may find about 98 pages related to me because I'm a little bit eclectic. As Susan Michelle, when they looked me up, they probably thought, "My God, this bloke's done a lot of stuff."
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
We only wish we could do a quarter of the stuff that you've already done for the people in the UK already in
Yeah,
this field.
really.
Honestly.
Don't
It's quite
steal my
great.
hat back.
I'm a very, I think of ideas suddenly come to my head, and I once did a promo from the Weird Weekend as a plastic dog, and so in something like this: "Hi there, how's it going, folks? Welcome. You can come along and join the Weird Weekend. It'll be a lovely time over there. Thank you, my friends." Or
I
something
like that.
I
I
totally
love
like that.
one. I love that one.
In my mind, I picture a little boy
Literally,
with
yeah.
little shorts and like little knee socks and
With
just like
the suspender things
yeah,
with the buttons.
with a little
Yeah.
shirt and just being like the cute little nice little boy. You know, I totally love that. I totally love that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That is
It's
really
easy
cute.
to do it because you could do say something along like this. Once upon a time, Mark Rains appeared on a show with Susan Michelle. Michelle and Susan were lovely people. They wanted to talk to this man because they thought he was something of interest. He smiled and laughed all the time, and they were happy to be on the show. Susan with nearly pink hair, just almost needs recolouring, and Michelle with her reddish hair. It looks like it needs a good comb. Oh, we won't go there. And she was wearing her Mickey Mouse shirt because she likes Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse because they're basically nice people. They always smile in their wonderful land. And you can listen to them on Blog Talk Radio. Why do we listen to them on Blog Talk Radio? Because that's where we go, children. Please listen in. They're lovely people. Thank you very much. Good night. Goodbye. Thank you. Like something like that.
Wow. See, just right off the top of his head.
Yeah.
I
Really
love
good.
that. I absolutely love that. The story time with the Ghost Man. Halloween time coming up. Maybe we should have you be telling us some scary
I'll do it.
stories.
That'd be cool, too.
You pick one, I'll do it for you.
That would
You
be
pick a
Yeah,
story.
that'd
epic.
be awesome. We could come up with some, I'm having a brain fart. Some like urban legend stories.
Yes.
And
From
literally
Yeah,
have
yeah,
them
yeah.
narrate the urban legends.
Yes.
You know, be
Someone
like
I'll do
story
it for
time
you.
with
I'll
the
talk about-
you girls. That'd be cool. I like that.
You know the World Ghost Hunting Day that's coming up in September?
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing a version of how I think Scrooge and Charles Dickens saw real ghosts, and it's based on real ghosts, not not the legend of the book. The book is a metaphor for what happens in the past, present, and future. I think they're actually real ghosts that Charles Dickens actually saw. And that's going to be my little podcast.
That is a really good and interesting theory, actually. Really, truly.
Really.
They do.
Yeah, because you figure, like, I'm related to the Holmes.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
we may be related.
I am related to the Holmes, but, I mean, Margaret Holmes was one of my relatives, but then they have the story of Sherlock Holmes. Now,
yes.
Was that story based on a real character? Because, you know, some of the family that I got is kind of nuts, so... You know, they're so smart.
A proper doctor that he saw that he reserved. It's like comedy. When you do comedy, if you do a character, or if you're an actor, when you do your lines, you go out and observe certain people, and you try to become that person. You know what I mean? Say you do a basic story. You say you want to do a horror film,
right?
And the horror film is based on you hear voices or something like Lady B going.
I know the dramaticism.
What was that? Yeah.
You know, something along that lines, you know. But that's how it's created, isn't it? Because you look at films now, they're just a rehash of a film that we've seen about 25 times before. There's
so
too many remakes now. The Ghostbusters they remade. I'm sorry, I'm going to be sexist here. The females were absolute. It was a rubbish one. It was absolute rubbish.
Didn't watch it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm not big on TV. I'm more of a reader. I like books. I'm a bookaholic. But yeah, I didn't really watch that.
I just watched it recently.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
The only part I got out of it was Chris Helmsworth. That was it. There was 3 ghost hunter ladies. I didn't see them. Really? I just saw Chris Helmsworth.
Oh, yeah.
Eating sandwiches and drinking soda in the movie and answering phone calls. And he was dumb as a tree stump in that movie, and that's all I remember.
Oh, so he was
I think it's just attempt to do comedy, wasn't it?
Right.
He was originally in a series called Home and Away in Australia. Did you know that?
Oh, see, that's why he's got that little twist with the whole comedy thing. But he was.
Yeah.
I think he's only in a couple of series, but he originally played like the romantic bad guy image. I think it's quite
good part of his character, though, was that fact that he was as dumb as a stump. I enjoy that part.
Okay.
Because it's just so totally like you could.
The dumb character in Ghostbusters. I wonder why, folks. We won't go there, will we, children? No, Daddy, we won't go there.
Well, the girls were also smart and scientists and all that in the movie, and they had that down pat. And then you'd see him, and he'd come in as a comic relief in there, and just with his whole big charismatic whole thing. And then I won't say the end because she hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, they can't whisper. You can't whisper on radio, dear. They can't hear you.
Oh, he's a bad guy.
So basically,
bad guy.
When I used to do radio, if I did something like that, it was called dead air. I always wondered why it's called dead air. I wonder if someone went up to him one day and said, "Hi, why are you called dead air?" And he probably went,
I did. That was great. They need to do like follow one of us, like one of our adventures, like in our lives.
Oh my god! Last night was bloody hilarious.
Oh my goodness! You have to go back and catch last night's show that we did with Dustin Parry.
It was more like paranormal comedy hour.
Oh yes. And Dustin's already done some investigations on Ghost Hunters International in the UK. So he got to tell us a little bit about the castles and some of the hauntings and things that he experienced in the UK and loved it. Loved it.
Yeah.
When he was there.
Well, when we were laughing and they weren't holding the mask up, so yeah.
And I had my little Bob friend talking, you know what I mean? Because I think we needed a friend yesterday. He's still there.
Wash Bob off?
I can't wash Bob off.
Oh my gosh.
Poor Bob.
That's why, as you say, that's why you do things like this, because you can. I like to cover things like technically underground. You know what I mean? Paranormal stuff as underground. It's not so much now cryptozoology is slightly underground.
Yeah.
I like weird comedy, as you may know. I used to do a show called Behind the Scenes of the Wholesome Remarks Show, which is basically loosely based on a series called Barbie Rehab. I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube. I interviewed the lady behind it called Vanessa Benoit, and it's a very good show. It's a bit rude, but anyway,
Michelle would love it.
Mine's not rude, but I based it on the fact that I thought you could do a radio version of a web series that was 3 minutes long, and basically just stupid comedy. No, anything that comes to my head, I do. Something along the lines of how would you do an interview with peas and carrots and beans? You say, "Hi, carrots. How are you feeling today?" "Well, I'm a bit cringe because I'm fed up with that carrot. He's always upset me and that pea. I'm okay. I don't like being a pea. It's so small. It's so bad. People always lose it. They always tell me they peed. And I don't know why they keep laughing in the corner. I don't understand that joke at all."
But it's true though.
Yeah,
like
it is.
The students that we have, our production team, part of the graduation project was to come up with some sort of either a public service announcement or some sort of skit or comedy parody, some sort. So of course I chose the parody. And I cannot wait for everybody to see this. It's going to be coming out within the next actual 2 weeks from this Monday.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming out. And it's the parody of the world's worst paranormal investigators you could ever call. And we go from the call from the client right to the releasing of the demon. And the guy who played the demon in this was such a good sport. I swear I think he threw up afterwards.
Really?
Yes. He must have, because I had a poor guy spinning in the chair like this for about 10 minutes straight.
I want the blooper reels for this. I'm going to make a blooper reel of this team.
This is literally going to be aired on our public access.
Michelle, he wasn't torturing him just to say you've got to marry me. If you don't, I'll just keep spinning his chair.
Was that young kid that was there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is going to be too funny. It really
How
is.
many husbands am I supposed to have?
I don't know. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor had 8, didn't she?
That's right, Elizabeth Taylor did have 8.
You're not up to 8 yet?
No, I'm up to 2.
Chantal Gabor had over 10, I think.
Yeah, she married the same one
We
twice.
won't go there because he chopped their heads off, so,
Oh, I tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not going out without being a widow this time, though. That's my goal this time.
Well, that means that you have to last forever and, work through things. But
I have to last forever,
yes.
not the other person.
The relationship.
Oh, well, you see, she's going to get cryogenically frozen in one of the places
Just
that you
so
find.
she
In the middle of
actually
nowhere.
outlasts everything.
They're in the middle of nowhere where nobody can find them. And basically, they're going to come around, but 20, 30 years from now and go, "Hi, Michelle, we're letting you out." But there's one thought that people haven't thought about this. You think about it. Say you've woken up 100 years from now, to say it's possible. Right? All your friends are gone. You won't know nothing about the world that we exist in.
Mm-hmm.
You will be treated as a complete freak. Like...
Nothing new there.
I mean, well, you're probably more than normal, but you would be treated really badly. When you couldn't go anywhere. It'd be like the Elephant Man extended to 1,000.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I think people haven't thought about that.
Yeah, that's true, though, right?
You never know. I mean, literally, what if you wake up 2,000 years later and you find out that planet Earth is gone and you're on a bloody spaceship that's ready to die?
Frozen.
Yeah. So you survived 2,000 years to wake up on a spaceship and run out of oxygen. There you go. There's a new show. That's an original.
Yeah. Well, I want to know is if I'm frozen, do they flavor me like a popsicle?
No.
I'm not going there.
Vanilla. Neapolitan.
Exactly. I want to be like open like a nice fresh air freshener in 2,000 years. I don't want to smell moldy and like inside of a crypt stuff. Yeah. I want to smell like.
You want to be 32 then?
That's right. That's right. I want gravity to have things in its places.
Oh, big.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't fix that. I'm sorry. I can do many things in life.
In
I can't fix
2,000
that.
years advancements, they gotta come up with a solution
Yeah.
for that.
I don't know. It's weird. All right,
Well,
let's check some of the chat rooms here.
Oh my lord.
Nothing. All right.
We have
Oops.
people are cracking up. Ooh.
Who's laughing?
Well, Cody is laughing.
Cody's-
Mark is laughing. Oh my goodness. And of course, Paul
Well,
Francis is
enough.
still keeping
That's
an
the
eye
whole
on
thing.
this. But
If I do
oh,
comedy,
man.
I want people to laugh. I don't want them to cry. If you're doing comedy, people go, you see, they go, oh my God, I really don't like this
You know,
guy.
my hair is
He's not
actually
funny.
purple, not pink.
Can you see
I'm
it?
sorry, I
The purple?
apologize.
I'm
I
the thing.
can't. I'm colourblind. I'm very sorry, Susan. You look like a bit like the Thing now.
Yes, that's what I wanted. The thing.
Which is perfect because it's so you and it looks good on her, doesn't it?
Purple.
Well, I'm not going there because she's the host and she can take me off, so I don't want to go there. I've been told to open the door.
I get beat up first, so you're good.
I'm going to tell
You
everybody
disappeared.
now. I'm going to tell everybody now what this is all about.
Okay.
I'm going to interrupt your regularly scheduled comedy with some seriousness. Okay. So, for 2 weeks straight, I want all the listeners to do something out of the ordinary. Make yourself look different. Put yourself out there. Do something strange. Come on, 53 years old and I got purple hair.
Go
There's a
for
reason
it.
for this. In 2 weeks, we're going to actually be having a show on special needs children.
Yes.
Now, if you are just an average individual and you're going out there to do like this, after the 2 weeks, the weird looks, the people talking about you, the snickers, the stares, you're going to have a better understanding of the show and how these children actually feel. So this is what it's about. I'm daring. I am double, triple daring all my listeners out there to do something out of the ordinary that people don't expect from you and make it constant for 2 weeks. I want
2
you.
weeks, constant.
I want you to put yourself in their shoes.
Because think about it.
You could see a kid.
Innocent.
Literally, I have grandchildren that have Asperger's. All right, you're gonna see them. They're gonna go off. They're gonna lose their temper. They're gonna look like they're fresh. That's not their fault.
No.
No, not at all. I want you to put your psychological self for 2 weeks in their shoes, and in 2 weeks, you guys will get to be a part of the show and have a better understanding of what these kids are actually going through.
Right.
I'm actually having an expert, and to me, an expert is a mother that has been there, done that, survived, and still going through it. So we will have an expert on, and that is another show we have up and coming. And this is a social experiment.
Social experiment. Don't you just
right.
love
I
social
watch it. I
experiments?
walk around proud.
That's right.
I dare my
used to do it,
listeners.
Susan, I used to
Yes.
do a bit because I used to work with people with challenging behaviour and special needs who were adults, but they had childlike minds.
Yes.
And I saw how people used to treat them when we used to go out. We used to go down the park and go with the swings and the roundabout,
Yes.
and people would just literally walk the other way or not even say hello.
Exactly.
I think it's bad because basically they're still humans. They still want love and attention and.
Of course.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I would do something unusual. I'm thinking something unusual that people would never have seen me before. I may even do a dance, and I don't like dancing. I may do an
There
unusual
you go.
dance.
Every time you go somewhere in public, like, what's that thing on Facebook that's running around?
There's a gentleman runs around and he takes the popular songs and he goes in public places and just stops.
He starts
Dancing it
dancing,
out.
this guy, he sings it, he acts out the parts in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Now, and some people laugh, some people look at him like he's strange. But you never know, and that's it. I want to dare you guys. I dare you.
Come on, folks, do it. Do it for people. You've got to remember, one day you've got to treat people how you want to be treated yourself.
Exactly.
Because that is the most important thing in life that you can ever do to someone. If you can help one person in this life, one person, that is an achievement. Don't worry about the millions. You cannot help the millions all at once. It's impossible. But if we all help one person individually, it becomes a chain. And this chain expands. And it expands more and more and more until eventually it all comes back on you. We call it, sometimes it's called karma, but I don't just believe in that. If you do good things in life, it'll come back on you. That's the end of my lesson. So
I agree.
It's true.
I do agree. I think when somebody's heart is actually pure, I do believe that good things can happen to them, and that's what it is. It's the purity of the heart, and I'm putting this out there because it's close to me, it's close to my relatives, it's close to Michelle.
Yeah, my son has Asperger's and is autistic himself, and I've had to fight the school systems with him.
My son is
His whole entire
bipolar.
life.
That's also special needs. He's disabled adult. So these are
Very
things
hard,
that we've
isn't it?
actually been through. So we want you to put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah, please put it on my page what you want to do, and I'll advertise it as much as possible for you.
Yeah.
I dare them. I want everybody to call. Tell me your experiences. That's what I want. That's your experiences. Call
Send
them right
video.
up. Send video of what it
Text,
is that
anything.
you have been through. I want you to understand that you are doing this on purpose, but these children, or even adults as you state, it's not their fault.
No.
It's nobody's fault. It's just, it is what it is. You really need to be careful how it is that you react to different individuals.
And how they're
One
stigmatized
thing we've
right
got to
from the
remember:
get-go.
Yeah.
we are people. We are not the illness.
Yes.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. And there's nothing wrong with anyone being who they are.
No. Not at all.
Nothing. Nothing
No.
wrong with that.
Are you kidding me? I remember a time, and this brings up another story. This was nothing. My hair was blonde like it is because, normal. But, I had on my leather jacket, and I have tattoos. I had on my boots and everything else. I had somebody following me around the store like I was going to rip it off. I managed a
stigma.
drugstore chain at the time.
It's
I'm
stigma
not
people
something
have.
like that.
And that's
Right,
what it
you
is.
can.
It's a
I
stigma.
went to see my wife in Bodmin, right?
Uh-huh.
Because basically, how I met my wife is I put an advert in a magazine, a biker's magazine called Backstreet Heroes.
Right.
I put myself up for sale. I had 3 replies.
I like that.
2 were women, 1 was a man, but we won't go there.
Oh, no.
And the first lady I went, basically, she wanted to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. And that, I thought, well, I don't want nothing to do with that. And the second lady, who turned out to be my wife, I used to run her regularly. And I made an 8-hour journey from Essex to Cornwall in Bodmin. And when I met her, I went into a pub because I wanted a drink or something. But back then I had levers and all sorts. And I looked something like that.
Whoa! Hot stuff!
I had boot chains and the whole kit and caboodle. Yep. Because it's raised by bikies. It's just,
I love that.
who I am.
And I had a proper, all sorts of things. Anyway, I went into the pub and they said, sorry, we don't serve people like you. Could you please go away? I went, okay, I've not even opened my mouth. And the first thing I noticed when I went to here is the first thing the person come up to me and said, all right, my love, how are you doing, my darling? What? And it's, see, my love over here is like a term of endearment in Cornwall. But when you first heard it, you're thinking, oh, Gladdy, I'll punch his lighters out in a minute. It's not sort of thinking something in Essex, But, I'm not even, as you may have heard, I'm not a typically English accent, as most people think people in England talk like that. Hello, my name is Mark. I'm the Clim, BBC News is a lot of affairs there, and talk like that. But you talk the very accent like you do in America.
You have the perfect amount of accent.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Literally, I have a slight accent compared to Michelle, and we both grew up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I
have no idea.
I got a Portuguese accent. I don't even know how I got it. I was born in this country. I was born right here in the USA.
But did you mix around with people of your culture?
Yeah, my whole life. Yeah, and now
Yeah, that's
my
why
grandparents
I-
we only spoke Portuguese directly to them too.
Yeah,
so.
no, that's it.
That's why it's up. Your brain had sunk it into your psyche, and that's why you don't realise you picked it up without knowing it.
So true.
Yeah.
I gotta catch myself and say, okay, wait, that's not how you say it. I said it with a Portuguese accent. That's not how you say it. And I have to go back and be like, okay, formulate the letters. to get it right, because I literally forget that I do somehow have an acquired Portuguese accent sometimes. And when I get upset, it's in 3 languages. 4.
I'm like that. My Essex accent becomes very, very strong, and it'd be very hard for you to understand it. Because I used to, when my kids were at school, they come back, and the teacher rang up my wife one day, and they said, "Oh, can you tell me why your kids keep saying yellow and water?"
Wow. That's
because I say yellow and water.
Some people call it pale. Yeah, my parents would actually call it a bucket. And when I get to school, they say, that's not a pail, that's a bucket.
I didn't know what a sofa was. I thought a sofa was something totally different, because we just call it a couch.
Yeah.
And come to find out,
we said earlier, it's words meaning the same thing, but we call it rubbish man over here. You call it garbage.
Yes. Yeah.
You call a pavement a sidewalk.
The sidewalk.
What?
The sidewalk.
The sidewalk. Yes.
Yeah.
Where the pavement is.
And you've got a weird way of you know when you do your numbers. I've noticed in films they always got these really long numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, so, hundreds of numbers. I'm thinking, that poor postman, how the hell does he deliver a letter around in America? 5th Street, not 5th Street, it's off of 5th Street on the right and the left. You think,
yeah.
That's why the best thing they ever came up with is GPS for MapQuest, and you can put the walk button, because then you can find yourself anywhere you need to go that way. You find anything.
Not really, because
I get
always
lost.
changing because of the bloody construction.
Well, I get lost right around here in the neighborhood, so I kind of need a little GPS help.
Michelle, people listening to you, they think, that poor woman.
Right? If you happen to see me wandering around out there, guys, help me. Help me find my way back home.
Just tell her to call me. I'll go get her again. I'll retrieve her again.
Just put a label right on my forehead. It says "Ship to Susan Swanbeck."
Call Susan Swanbeck.
Did you see some of my cartoons I sent to you?
The ones that you drew?
Yeah.
Yep, I have those.
We gotta put those up too. Those are really, really cute.
Yeah. I just write down on the phone.
I am officially a cartoonist for the magazine called Gonzo Weekly. I have to promote it because I'm a cartoonist. So. It's online.
Wow.
And it's a fantastic magazine with alternative music and views and you may like it. It's different.
You should send that to us. I'd love to check that out. That'd be really
definitely.
cool. Yeah.
It's a great magazine.
But I can't pull it up on the phone right now.
Yeah,
That's
why I'll put all the links when you post your thing. I'll put all the links on for you.
All right, awesome.
I think I know what I'm doing now. And by the way, you said how many podcasts you do? Mine's 12. I don't want to be boasting, but yeah. I've got 12.
You've done way more than just 12.
Well,
we've
been doing podcasts for about a year.
Yeah.
We were
I have as well. 22nd and 11th, 17. I have over, at current rate, I looked at 20,000 plus likes and downloads.
Yay!
Why do I hear your dogs? That's Buddha. I heard her dog drinking. She lives 4 houses up, and I literally can hear her dog Buddha barking.
And that's not through my phone.
Now,
that is literally not through my phone.
You did hear that, right?
I did hear that.
Okay.
But though the person you did see yesterday, I didn't see though.
Yeah.
For people who didn't listen earlier, I told you this would happen. They're understanding, they're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? I predicted it.
I guess I'll have to go back to the beginning and watch it again.
You're going to have to start from the beginning, learn about how all this energy thing works.
Exactly.
And it works.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you my bare feet again. No problem. See your feet.
No. That's you may have to be done by the Trade Standards Act.
The what?
The Trade Standards Act?
Trade Standards Act. We've got something over in if you show too much product, you're taken off the air because you've got to have certain product placement, and you have to mention the product placement. You know, when they accidentally put it in films, a certain can, it's red, and it's always in every film you ever watch, and it's blatantly shows you the can as they drink it slowly, or it's in the background of
Yeah. That's how come we actually literally have to use like things like this too. We have the same thing that you guys have. Oh, trademarking, copywriting, the common law, all that too, because we want to make sure that.
I think this new general data thing that came in because I cannot find information so much anymore.
Really?
Because you basically type in something like UFO, and they say, "Oh, sorry, you must be some sort of weirdo. We don't want that." Or if you put down. They put in ghosts. They're thinking, ghosts? Come on, that don't exist. But hey, folks, listen to this. The Vatican has a unit that deals with exorcism. Now, why do they deal with exorcism? Because basically they're saying they believe in ghosts.
That's right.
But they won't admit it.
Well, yeah, because they're saying they believe in demonic energy, and demonic energy is part of the paranormal. Paranormal is anything that is literally unexplainable by by the norm. That's why it's paranorm. So it's not normally explainable in ordinary circumstances. So therefore, it is paranormal. So I mean, demons, demonic, that's paranormal.
Well, it's just like the government came out about the truth about the aliens. The Vatican's come out about the truth about actually having a a group of exorcist rites. Priests ready to help that.
Yeah, exactly.
And another little known fact is the Protestant Church already has, in effect, pretty much a exorcism unit that they send out. That I don't think, actually, I don't know if a lot of people really are aware of that, but it's not only the Roman Catholic Church that's got an exorcism unit.
Right.
The Protestant religion also does too.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot more out there.
I have a controversial theory about God. Are you ready for this one?
Tell me.
Right, ready? I'm sorry, folks. It's not meant to upset anybody. Right, ready?
Yes.
God is schizophrenic. Why is he schizophrenic?
Why?
Well, you're putting your head there. Sorry. Feedback, folks. That wasn't me. That was the other end. Anyway, why is he schizophrenic? Right, look. It says in the Bible, I think, I'm not quoting it word for word, that we are made in God's image, right? We are both good and evil. So if we are both good and evil, God is both good and evil. I think he's both. I think he's capable of being both. Not intentionally, but we all are not naturally schizophrenic, but we have to have both sides to balance up. Because otherwise, if we don't learn from our mistakes, like my Mark back in 1984 was a naughty boy and did some seriously silly things, but he's not the same Mark he is now in 2018.
Right.
But I mean, if you was to reflect back on yourselves, you would probably say the same things. Something in your life, you say, "Oh yes, I wish I'd go back and do something," but you can't change that.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's why I believe that. I mean, it's only a theory. I could be talking absolute BS. I don't care. It's out there, and it's a good way of debating it. It's a good debate. See,
it is
I love
a really
it.
Interesting debate, and it's like not only just the schizophrenic part of it, but is it a multiple personality type of schizophrenia?
Well, there's actually it all depends on which side of the spiritual spectrum you're actually on. So everybody has different theories and different thoughts on that. But the one thing I think we can all agree on is there is good and evil, and in order to maintain balance, that's just basically the way it is. As long as you're balancing in the middle, what I like to call the gray fields, that's the balance in between the light and the dark, and that's where people actually more balanced. So it's just another way of saying what he just said in different terminology.
Yeah, and it's like we say, we try to use our powers for good, not evil.
Yeah.
Well, I think we do. I've got an example how we use our power for good. Right, ready? Now, you have Remembrance Day over there, like we have Remembrance Day over here. Now, we stay quiet for 2 minutes out of respect for the dead and on both sides and the victims of the war and the horrible things that happened during the war. But if you was looking down as an alien being or interventional being or godlike being, for those at the earth, and looking at all these people joined together for 2 minutes, and they would be totally impressed that this whole world is joined together for 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes, I know.
Exactly.
And that's probably the most hardest thing to do. That's why I'm hoping National Ghost Hunting Day works out the way that we all have this expectation of it working out.
Okay, so that's the other thing.
Yes.
So we'll make that announcement now, and then we're going to have Mark let everybody know how to get a hold of them. We'll make a couple more announcements. But National Ghost Hunters Day is September 29th.
Yes.
If you have a paranormal team, a new expert, I don't care what it is, give us a call at 563-999-3002. We want you to call on National Ghost Hunters Day on September 29th. We will be live from 9 to 11.
Yes.
Give us a call, plug your team, let us know where you're at. We would love to have you. We don't care who you are, where you've been. We want to show para-unity, para-community, and we want everybody to call. Everybody.
And across the pond as well.
Yeah.
Australia, we want to hear from Russia. We want to hear from our friends in
We want to hear from
everywhere.
everybody. Let us know where you're at. Give us the name of your teams. Tell us a little bit of the activity that's going on. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything long and detailed. It's just something that we really want to do. So
yeah, we want to know that everyone's mind is on that very same common goal of celebrate National Ghost Hunting Day.
Exactly.
Even if it's 2 seconds out of your day.
Yep.
Just let us know how you're celebrating it, and you know, it's gonna be unity right there. Everyone's gonna be celebrating. You're crazy not to.
Yeah. Why not? There's a lot of people that have events too. Call us. We don't care.
Yeah.
Call us.
Events. Call us. If you're sitting on the couch watching a horror movie that day, and that's how you guys decide you're gonna celebrate your ghost hunting day.
Call us.
No.
Call us from locations. We'd love to do that. We really
Oh
would.
my goodness. And just everywhere.
Well,
Everywhere.
I'll share it with my other podcast that I do called Lincolnshire Spirit Seekers Podcast, which is a group I belong to.
Awesome.
Actually, I interviewed one of the co-founders called Martin Alley, and when I was interviewing, he said, "Oh, I see you do podcasts." I said, "Yes," and then he said, "Would you like to do one for us?" I said, "Yeah, it's not a problem. It's easy to do. I have a very highly technical setup. It's very technical. You'll be highly impressed. It's basically a smartphone and an Amazon Fire tablet. That is it.
Wow.
That's all I've done with. All my podcasts have been done with this system."
Wow. It's perfectly clear.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. Perfect.
Well, I'm a a geek when it comes to this stuff.
Wow. Wow.
All right, we got yeah.
I'm just giving you an example how you can do it simply. You don't. I mean, yes, it's great to have the geek. I'm not that technical with that, so I think it's impressive. But I like to keep it basic because it works for me. I think people like to listen to me. I hope they do.
From what we have as evidence, the evidence is correct. People do like listening to you, Ghost Man.
Yeah, they do. I mean, as far as like you're talking, keeping it simple. It's like I have a lot of equipment as far for paranormal investigating, and when I switch equipment up on Michelle, she's like, "Can you turn this on for me?" Yes.
I started with a compass.
Yeah, so
In
it's
a
like
pen
I'm
and
just
paper.
like, boom, here you go, use that one. I'll take this one, and
And the sad part is even when it's to shut it off, I'm like, how do you shut this off?
It's okay. It is what it is.
But why don't you tell everybody again where they can find you, the Ghost
Well,
Man, everyone.
me? Oh my God! Well, I'm on Anchor FM. I'm on Google Podcasts. I'm on Spotify. I am on Podbean. I am on Speaker.com. I have a blog post that I do regularly with my guests, including Susan Michelle, who I've had on my podcast. And I have to mention that because that's why they had me here. Yes, it's on Podbean. I'm just look up Halsey Mark Podcast Show, and you will find me. And you can easily find me. I have a picture of myself and John Wayne.
Yep.
I can't find it for you. I'm just going to disappear for a second.
I think it might be the one that I used on the blog talk.
I think, yeah, there was the one
that's
you
the
used on
one
the
that I
blog
used
talk.
for the blog talk.
But that is just epic. It's so
Yeah,
epic.
it really is.
And we just, look at it, this John. Wow.
Hi there, girls How's it going? It's been a long time since I've seen thee. It's been a long day on the trail, eating my crackers and drinking my milk.
There you go, John. You got to pull a cool John Wayne action going on over there.
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Gotta have the John Wayne coffee too.
Because, as I say, this I found in a charity shop. It's not actually John Wayne, but it's very good likeness.
Yeah,
it really is. Actually, I really did believe. I would have believed it was John Wayne completely.
Yeah,
definitely would have believed it was John Wayne. You know.
Well, I was attracted to it. As I said, it's like the paranormal world. I started off in cryptozoology, and I'm being more and more pulled to paranormal. And I obviously the odd weird people like that. I've got a horror host I'm talking to.
Yay!
And I'm talking to who am I talking to? Janine. And oh god, like, I've got so many people in my head. It's like I have to have a book. And you're thinking, who have I got today? Oh yeah, oh my god, I've got that person.
It's true.
Yeah, I got a desk calendar in front of me that tells me everything.
And who wouldn't love to just, you know, and I mean, we got to do this way more often, though.
Yeah,
we do miss talking to our friends.
I like the new additive because what it does is not only can you listen on Blog Talk, but the videos themselves, they're on YouTube and Twitter, and I have a couple of other ones that I'll put out there. So we're on different video platforms as well, so it gives people, they could be more personable, literally, with the guests that we have on, and get to see them and get to know them, or laugh their butts off at, you know, the goofy mask and the,
I know.
Oh my god.
And then the John Wayne doll.
The John Wayne doll and the voices. And the storytelling. I really do.
I think it's a very good idea. I like the way you're doing the show. It's more like what I always say to people: if you come on my podcast, it's like having a cup of tea or coffee, having some biscuits, and having a chat as if we're chatting over like a normal day, relaxing day. That's why when I do the mic check, I always like to do the Mary had a little lamb with pieces white snow. People go, what? And then you go, Mary said, and they go, well, what's he on about? And then you have to answer it, and it breaks the ice a little bit, you know, instead of going, 1, 2, 3.
I know, right? 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? But you know, and the thing is that people don't realize that when you make a connection with Mark, okay, and the Ghost Man, I love the little snippets and the little voicemails and the little messages and the little rhymes and like all those little things that just make up your personality. Before we even get to experience your personality, we already have that, and it's great.
Yeah,
so,
I love that. I love that. I want you guys to actually.
I love it. As I say, I just like. People that may know who don't know me, I like to sing, and I am available on River Nation, I think it's called. Anyway, I come under the Ghost Man. I've done lots of things. I've even done my own EP. I self-produced. I put a few songs out. One of them was about me being in a coma.
Wow.
And the other one's called Sexuality, and I think I've done a few other things. I just make up songs on the spot sometimes. Sometimes you hear something.
Yeah, you sent me one.
You want one?
No, you sent me one.
I sent you one, did I? What one did I send you?
You sent it to me. It's on my messenger. It was about being on the show.
Yeah, and then she sent it to me.
I sent it to her.
And we were like...
it's probably at the top of my head. I just thought, that's why I like doing it, because it's interpersonal.
Right.
And you've broken the ice before you've talked to people. Because I think that's important, because some people they are shy. They think, I don't want to be on the show because I have to talk to someone. But you know what I mean? Some people don't realise you don't have to do the bit. You don't, that's not mandatory. That's just a bit if people want to do it. I prefer audio because I like hiding behind the mic. Basically, I be in my pajamas or too much information. If I want to go away for a toilet break, I can put on what I like. I can put on my comedy, whatever. But as I say, my mind goes erratic, as you may have noticed when I've been doing the show. My mind goes from here to there, and I go from 20 other places, and my wife gets very annoyed with me. She sometimes says, Mark, can you please keep on one subject because you're annoying me.
You know what? It doesn't bother us because we're parents, we're grandparents, and literally we used to just kids jumping subject or starting in the middle of a sentence and then not ending it, and you're like, okay, can you start like some other place? So we're just used to this. We just go with it.
When we have our own conversations, I usually have a notebook, and I'll be like, okay, first order of subject, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and then she'll still jump something.
And then we'll still jump it up. Oh yeah, I gotta add that to the list. We gotta talk about that one. And of course not. We're all over the...
and you see, that's why I said the bio, because I think the bio is always a good idea.
Yeah.
But the bio is only a guide.
Yeah.
It's not a strict thing. I mean, I could talk. How I got, as I say, how I met my wife. You've heard about that.
Yeah.
Did you know I proposed to my wife in a job centre?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the personal stories.
And she was in there, and I thought, oh, I'm going to go for it. I put my on the one knee, just on one knee bit, and said, will you marry me? And she went, yes.
See, it's so right now.
That's really weird because, my husband, he asked me to marry him so many times, and I just kept saying no. No. Wow. No. I marry you, you'll change. No. I kept telling him no.
Right.
Over and over and over again. So,
I don't know. I'm still working on
your resistance.
All right. Well, we're getting ready for the close of the show.
Already?
Okay, can I do a unique sign-off before we go?
You want to what, honey?
Can I do a unique sign-off for you before we go?
Yeah, please. Sign off.
Are you ready, folks? Hello, Susan. Hello, Michelle. It's been great to be on your show. I liked it, It's from America. Please check it out. It's on Blog Talk and all that. And folks, good night. Bye-bye. Now, thank you very much for listening to me. Ta-ta.
Thank you so much for being a guest, honey. I really do appreciate it.
Oh.
All right, so we're actually got a few announcements that we have to make, and we're going to close the show off, so I'm going to mute him up right here, right now. So we want to let everybody know about William Street. We do have tomorrow.
So 12 to 6. We'll be on the corner of Williams and 8th Street tomorrow. From 12 to 6?
Yep.
So gotta come to check us out. We'll be with our nonprofit. Our sponsor's gonna be there. Great food, great entertainment, great people, artwork.
It's really a great place to come down. Gonna have production cameras down there as well.
That's right. Meet the new production team.
Yeah, the new production team. So they're gonna be down there as well. And then we have a really special investigation with Deb Fix and her crew.
Which we can't say anything yet.
No, I won't say anything because I want to wait, but it's really fantastic. We're very excited.
You killed me with this.
Yeah, very, very excited. And don't forget, literally, our most amazing announcement ever. I can't believe it.
Say it again. Say it again.
Okay.
Say it again.
If you are looking on iHeartRadio, look for ATU Network. Now, there is one show on the ATU Network because I did a direct connect, which I'm not doing anymore, but I'll replace the audio for that so that everybody can listen to Dustin and Cody on that show. So that'll be replaced hopefully by the end of the day or something. Hopefully by the end of the day. I don't know how iHeart updates theirs, but we actually are officially on iHeartRadio.
And we cannot thank our fans out there across the globe enough
literally
for helping us.
Follow us. Follow us. We have a new email list. Also, if you'd like to know what is going on week to week with the different shows that we have actually coming up, you want to set a time aside, go to ATU Network at gmail.com. You can also go to Susan at awakeningspiritproductions.com.
That's right. Come check out ATU Girls too.
Those are the email lists, and we'd be happy to set you up and get you going on the email list. So literally,
that way you don't miss anything.
Yep, you don't miss the show. So we have so much going on that I just thought that putting that out there would be fantastic, and I'm just literally so excited and blessed that just literally, a couple of weeks after a year that I started this journey with my BFF here, that we are now on iHeartRadio. Literally. I mean, I'm just amazed at this. I really am.
And we cannot, honestly.
We can thank you guys.
We can't thank you
we
all
love
enough.
you all. And come out and see us. And, you know,
visit. Come
literally.
say hi tomorrow.
Yeah, come say hi tomorrow. Come visit. We'll be actually available for readings. And we'll have some crystals. We have Darty there.
Yep.
I'm not sure what Jeannie from Crystal Expectations is bringing. So we'll have a couple of, definitely some things available. So,
Definitely.
you know, come down and give us a chat and give us a shout. But, again, I want to say, you know, thank you so much. We love you guys. We love everybody that's actually helped us on our way. And hopefully I can get Michelle not to talk this time through the new show ending.
Alright, so I'm going to say thank you in sign language now.
Ready? No, you're going to listen to this. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Peace out, peep. We love you. We'll see you again on Sunday for Healing Sundays.
And thanks to our friends across the pond.
Thanks for tuning in to Awakening the Unknown with Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan here on the ATU Network. For more information on upcoming shows and appearances, be sure to follow us on Facebook and on the web at awakeningtheunknown.wixsite.com. Voiceover work done by Cody Bray Despian.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.